A very good Tuesday morning to everyone out there. Meteorologist Landon Hampton here. I want to bring you an update on what is going to be a very complicated forecast over the next 24 to 36 hours. We've got a few players that are going to be moving through here and then followed by a very stout cold front early Wednesday morning. That's not going to bring just the opportunity at 1 or 2 rounds of strong and severe storms, but 3 rounds of severe storms. We're currently seeing the first round moving through early this morning. They shouldn't be that extreme, but nonetheless, some of those storms could be strong out there. Overlooking the white squirrel weather cam, a whole lot of cloud cover over south central Kentucky early this morning. That's all thanks to southerly winds advecting in that moisture, and we are also dealing with those storms just to our north and west early this morning. We currently have a severe thunderstorm moving north and east through Breckinridge County, looks to impact Hardinsburg there, and then we can look back off to our west and we see this other batch of very strong storms, an absolutely insane amount of lightning taking place with these, pushing north and east, clipping Ohio County. To give you an idea of how these storms are moving, we'll put this into motion. You can see these are tracking to the north and east. Now, as we continue to progress throughout this morning, these are expected to fill in and become more abundant, and this is all in response to a warm front that is lifting north over the region. But these storms early this morning, they are producing very strong winds, and not only that, the possibility of hail as well. We're looking at what's called vertically integrated liquid. You can see a hail core here evident just to the southwest of Hardinsburg, perhaps some small hail just north of Madisonville and right here between Providence and Marion as well. But again, that is what these storms are going to be capable of across our region early this morning. Getting a little bit technical with you, we're looking at CAPE parameters. This is basically like fuel for storms. Especially sustained severe storms. We're looking at parameters sitting between 500 and 1,000 joules per kilogram. Again, don't make this more complicated than what it is. Think about like putting gas into a car to make it go. This is the fuel to keep those storms ignited and intensifying, and that is evident across south central Kentucky very early this morning. Not only that, here's a look at what we call storm shear. That actually keeps storms organized. We're on the basis of 40 to 50 knots right here across our region, which is more than sufficient, again, to sustain strong and severe thunderstorms. Here's a look at our temperatures early this morning. A very mild, moist start for us here across the lower Ohio Valley, sitting between the low and mid 50s across the entirety of our immediate viewing area, and those temperatures are only going to climb as we progress throughout today. Also dealing with very strong winds out of the south. We're looking at winds between 10 and 15 miles an hour, and with those winds coming out of the south, that's really amping up our dew points out there. For sustained possibility of severe weather, we need dew points at or above 50 to 55 degrees. We're seeing us reach that early this morning, and look off to our south and west. Dew points nearing 60 degrees already. That will be continuing to filter across our neck of the woods a little bit later today, setting the stage for those multiple rounds of possible strong and severe thunderstorms. Here's a look at the surface setup. We have a warm front lifting to our north early this morning. Also have another boundary located off to our south and west that's going to be pulling northward, advecting this deep moisture right across our vicinity. And as that takes place, this area of low pressure across the Great Plains will be getting its act together, peeling off to the north and east, bringing us and setting the stage for rounds of strong thunderstorms. Here's a look at the first round, though. That's what we're dealing with early today and into this afternoon. We're looking at 6 a.m., 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 a.m., noon, 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m. So by the time we get into early part of this afternoon, the strongest activity will be working off to our east, allowing for a lull in the activity taking place. But then we're going to have to prepare ourselves for what could be potentially round number 2 and round number 3 tonight, and then again early Wednesday. Looking at the surface, pressure setup. This vigorous area of low pressure will be deepening and intensifying rapidly across the Great Plains. It'll then be pulling north and east across the Great Lakes, dragging a very strong cold front across our vicinity early Wednesday morning. Then winds will be pouring in here out of the northwest, allowing for much cooler, drier conditions as we get into the final half of the week. So as that cold front moves through here with that area of low pressure tracking through the Great Lakes, we get through that activity today. Then we get into this evening and we see this other round of potentially strong and severe storms that could clip us as it moves through. And then we see the forcing with the cold front reinforcing a very strong line of storms that looks to roll in here very early Wednesday morning with that passing cold front. But again, we're going to have a lot of severe weather threats on the table. Could be looking at significant torrential rainfall with this, frequent lightning, large hail, damaging winds, and yes, the possibility of a tornado or two. Here's a look at the Storm Prediction Center severe weather outlook for today. Portion of south central Kentucky included in a slight risk. The strongest storms should stay confined off to our north and west, but we cannot rule out the possibility of severe weather impacting us here in south central Kentucky. Here's a look at the severe wind parameters between this morning and early Wednesday morning. 30% probability located off to our west, but right across south central Kentucky, they've given us a 15% probability of seeing severe winds occur within 25 miles of a point. Again, as a reminder, severe winds are winds that reach or exceed 58 miles an hour. Also looking at the possibility of some large hail. Severe hail is at least 1 inch in diameter. Again, a 15% probability within 25 miles of a point here across south central Kentucky. And again, it's not to scare anyone, but we have to look at the tornado potential as well. It is low, but it is there nonetheless. Again, the best chance for tornadoes will be off to our west across southeast Missouri, through central Illinois, very far west Kentucky, but then across our neck of the woods, anywhere between a 2 to 5% probability of a tornado occurring within 25 miles of any given location. Looking at the rainfall, it could be very heavy at times, starting this morning and then lasting all the way through Wednesday till about midday. Anywhere between 1 to 2.5 inches of the wet stuff is forecast across south central Kentucky through that point in time. So please keep that in mind. Here's a look at the next 6 days, courtesy of Cheetah Clean Auto Wash. Likely rain chances today with highs in the lower 70s. Those severe storms will remain a possibility throughout the overnight as well. It's going to stay very mild with lows only hitting the lower 60s. Then we're going to look at another round of possible strong and severe storms early Wednesday, then sunny skies Thursday and Friday with much cooler temperatures ranging between the upper 40s and lower 50s. We'll be back into the 60s come Saturday and Sunday. That's going to wrap up this morning's Whether or Not Bowling Green weather video update. Again, friends, to recap, the possibility of 3 rounds of strong and severe storms. We're seeing the first one move through this morning. We'll have another opportunity at seeing another round late tonight and then early Wednesday morning with that passing cold front. That's what the time frame is. That's what we're keeping our eyes on. We'll be constantly updating the website, wxornotBG.com, throughout today. We'll be updating right here on Facebook as well, along with on Twitter at wxornotBG. You all just please review your severe weather safety plans and stay alert of any evolution that could bring severe watches or warnings to our area. You all have a very safe next 36 hours.